So, recently, Pastor Pojo Yemade was telling us that we Nigerians are ungrateful people, that the federal government is spending a lot of money to send us to school, and it is so cheap in Nigeria compared to other countries. You see, those kind of stories are easy to tell to us who are children because we're not there during their time. But you have someone who went to school back in those days. He wants to tell us about how education was back in those days, how they were going to school back in those days. And we can't know whether or not we're ungrateful. I've been in Nigeria, they're useless. Watch this.
Olushola Ajolore. That's
Olushola Ajolore.
Bless you, sir.
Thank you. Bless you too.
Yeah, at the university, the government, well, I come from Kogi State.
Okay.
Geographically part of the north.
I could give you the class.
Sadhana made sure that anybody who had admission to a tertiary institution was given a scholarship.
Okay.
The scholarship covered tuition, covered lodging, covered feeding, 3 meals per day.
Three.
And we had what was called Bulgaria. That was allowance.
Okay.
Like I told you yesterday, I got married when I was in university from my allowance.
Money is safe.
As a student, we had book allowance. If you went overseas, you had what was called warm clothing allowance. And like I was saying yesterday, what was Sadama using for money compared with the money that is available now, that some people, some governors earn more than 1 billion naira per month for security vote.
And yet.
Sir, my firstborn, I was at the university the year I graduated. My friend and I rode on his scooter. We left Ibadan at 12:30 a.m. and got to Ilorin at 4:30 a.m. on a scooter.
Scooter, now that's mobile
security.
There was nothing to be afraid of. Because each region took care of its own children. Like I said yesterday, sir, that constitution is the title deed. The day it comes down and we have a constitution drawn by us
that we wrote,
that's when we'll be free. Sir, it is like a company. Him, me, he decide to form a company. We have what is called Memorandum of Understanding.
Yes, sir. MOU.
Memorandum of Understanding in our own case here is called Preamble. It says, we, the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, agree.
And there was never a time.
No, where did we sit to agree? God bless you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
you, sir.
Somebody write it in for us. Now let me explain to you what this man was saying. He went to school around 1950 to 1960 because we were talking about the Sodana. Sodana is a Madu Bello. There was a time in Nigeria where we ran what they call regional government. Not be now when you run federal system of government. You know, say now, everything, education, now the money is coming from Abuja. There was a time we ran regional government. Every region, take care of your area. Amadu Bello, the Sodana of the North, was the premier of the northern region. He was in charge of the northern states. Kogi fell under that region. Awolowo was the premier of the western region. Delta State, Edo State, fell under the western region. Michael Okpara was the premier of the eastern region. So everybody was taking care of their people. For them in the north, they were being paid to go to school. This time we never get all year. I'm telling you of 1950s because Amadu Bello took over from 1955 as the premier of the western region into the 60s. We never get all year. So where were we getting the money to fund the regional government? They were paying students to go to school. They were giving them school fee, giving them accommodation allowance, free food per day, to the extent that the money when they give them as pocket money, he marry wife with her. Awolowo was sending people to school here in the West. Some of those schools you see for Delta State were built by Awolowo's government too. All those them just Wedge, I don't want to call some names. From money made from cocoa. That was how Awolowo was funding the Western region. So the question now is, how come now that we have crude oil, we have bitumen, we have tar, we have limestone, we have gold, we can no longer fund education? With all due respect, that man where they talk now, his generation destroyed this country. See the people born from that 1950 till 1980, they destroyed this country for us. Because today the people they talk, when they were going to school, they were being paid. It don't reach our tenure now. Even that part of Kojo, the way they talk that the enjoyment after their generation. Problem started from 1970. People born from 1966 after the Awolowo don't hand over to this rubbish now that we are calling. That was when problem started after the Awolowo hand over for that 1965. After the coup started in Nigeria. Now this whole problem. When today we not even get light again. And we don't have a government that is interested in working on things to be better. They are focused on 2027 election. We ourselves, the youth, we don't even know what to fight for. For our present government school, government university enter 300,000 for school fee. And many people are protesting. Where is the National Association of Nigerian Students? They are busy dragging with Sheyi Tinubu there. By now supposed to occupy everywhere. We deserve this level of education. And if you hear the way the man is speaking English at his age, you will know that his quality of education is sound. Today, you graduate people who don't even know their certificate. Now, that's in Paul and Church. Now, somebody say graduate from National Open University. She's not a lawyer. They ask her what she get graduate with. She say BSc in law. She don't even know her certificate. Then we gather to go and protest for irrelevant things. And we leave the main ones. The main ones. We know they talk about those ones. Some people will call, they ask me, say, why me I don't talk about them? I'm talking here. Here's your own. When you move, we will televise it, we will publicize it, we will tell the world, we will call the campaign. We should be demanding from this government. No, everybody want to do Yahoo. Want to drive Benz.